Welcome and Happy New Year everyone to the first episode of Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper. Obviously, I won't be playing the race of man if I'm playing a Rune-keeper. Instead, because the Rune-keeper is only available to dwarves and to elves. Now, I'll be playing an elf for this series. So we'll continue on. And the first thing I need to do is to select a name. Now I'm trying to figure out what name I could think of, and at the moment I've decided on the name Gondthon, which is a Sindarin name. Now of course, the last thing my character wants is to have his name butchered all over the place by dwarves, by hobbits, by men, and even worse, by narrators. Therefore, he is giving his name to the rest of the world as a rough rendering, as a rough translation of his name into the common speak, so he'd be going by the name of Pinestone when he's in his travels. You were, of course, expecting a pine to be in there somewhere, weren't you? Now, where am I going to be from? From Linden? Well, the most logical place to be from is from Ithilien, which is a great... I presume Ithilien is the place that gets wrecked at the beginning, or it could be from one of the others to investigate. So let's try Ithilien. That sounds like a place that would work as a background. That could explain why I'm scattered all over the place and why everybody says, "Oh, you're a stranger to these lands." Well, yeah, that's because something that Stormgrim did. Alright, now of course, hair color is going to be the tricky bit. I'm trying to give this little feel of, well, it looks like silver and black. That's the biggest problem with this particular background, is that I'm not too sure how it's going to work with the hair, but let's try that. Little silver and black it looks like on the matter. Alright, let's see. Eyebrows. I don't usually spend too much time on the character generation screen. Alright. Just add a little detail on there. Alright. And eyes. Eyes are... You have this gray between the green and the blue here. It would be nice if... Well, I would want something more in the turquoise line if it were available, but I don't see anything there in that matter. So I have to bypass that. Oh, and hairstyle, yes. I always have trouble with hairstyles. Very few of the hairstyles. Yeah. Alright. Because I'm going to be looking at it in the back, so it better look good in the back to me. Okay, so I can see that in the front, and in the back we have that. I think that'll work. So that enters everything. Therefore, let's go into our tutorial. And here we are. So we are an elvish Rune-keeper, and we'll start our series. And we'll see how the Rune-keeper is doing compared to some of the other classes I've been playing recently. As you saw,
While
I did
visiting the Refuge of Ithilien under the care of your master, you find yourself in the midst of a brutal attack by greedy dwarves of the Dowerhand family. Their king, Skorgrim, thirsts for power with an unnatural lust, and you are in the eye of the storm.
Alright, so therefore we have to worry about Stormgrim attacking Ithilien, and let me get my UI up, and because I like to play with a UI that's consistent, So therefore, /UI space layout slash load, and then I give the name of my UI. In this case, one that I use for all my other characters, and now I have a more familiar UI here. And I will also set up my Titan bar so it uses my favorite setup there. So here I am now here at Athelion, and with Elrond. And Elrond wishes to speak with me. I hope he doesn't wish to cut me apart since he's currently dual wielding.
You cannot tarry here any longer.
You cannot tarry here any longer, Pinestone. Well, actually, he wouldn't call me Pinestone. He would call me Gondthon. You cannot tarry here any longer, Gondthon. Skorngrim's forces are upon us, and I fear they make straight for this library. He seeks the relics of Athelion, though I do not know what a dwarf could want with them. These relics were once coveted by a gaunt lord of old. I think the fool believes he can become immortal if he acquires them. Oh, that's not good. So let us see what's in the satchel. Supposedly some sort of weapon, I guess. Well, okay. A set of rune stones, which, well, for a Rune-keeper, it passes for a weapon. So now I have the newer ones. You start out with these 0.9 DPS ones, and you get much more DPS when you use ones in the satchel.
Good. You are better armed.
You're better armed. Your master, Talagran, wishes to see you before you venture out into the fray. But do hurry! This place is not safe for you! They talk about accessing the inventory, equipping your weapon, which I already did. And advice, you should equip your best weapon when you go into combat, which I guess is always a good idea. So let us see. And here is my master here, Talagan, Silvertongue. I guess I would be Ambertongue. Pinestone, my dear student. I wish I could let you stay safe within these walls, but Elrond tells me that Skorgrim makes straight for this library. You must survive the battle outside, I am afraid. I worry about you. Duel with me one last time, my friend, to show me that you are ready. It'll ease my heart. Alright, so the idea there is to spar with him. But if I want to spar with him, let me sort that out so that it's a little bit neater there. And let me get one of the disadvantages of my UI is that it immediately puts my lock on, which I'll put that there for later, though I have a better place I'm going to put that. See, I have a 1 healing item, my Prelude to Hope, 1 fire. Fire is always a tough one to place because I don't want them to get too much in my way, since I'll be using mostly lightning here. Scribe Spark, which is going to be my main thing I'm going to be using when I am doing damage. Prelude to Hope is one of my healing things. Fiery Ridicule is a nice starter, but I don't want to use it in the middle of battle, hence why I tend to put my fires away somewhere else. I tend to put this line into the neutral stuff for my Rune-keeper. So therefore, once I do this, let's see what I can do. Alright, get ready. Well, that's how I get ready, making sure I have a little bit of healing there. Yeah, no... Well... Now, I'll probably be going through various lightning skills during the main part of it. But when you have only one skill, you don't have the luxury of doing that.
There is no time to waste.
There is no time to waste. Go outside to Talagan and see what can be done to stop Skorgrim from advancing. The Dour Hands cannot be allowed to take the Gaunt Lord's relics. I have vowed to keep them safe. I will hide the relics. Then I will join Taligan in protecting the library. Be safe, young Rune-keeper. And now let's go outside and see what's up. Now we are up in an area that later becomes known as Thorn's Gate, though this is well before Thorn's time, because this is around, I believe, 600 years before, when I'm still a young elf. Well, I guess even 600 years later they considered me to be a young elf. Alright, here we go. Hurry! We have little time. This is where the storm will converge. Ithilien is down below. Edelben is down below. He will let you through the gate to protect what's left of the refuge. Alright, let us go down below. Over the bridge. Come quickly! Yes. This way. Skorgrim's forces are hard upon us. We have only 2 elves to protect us right now. And a troll to fight against. Uh-oh, this won't last long. No, I don't think so. We cannot tarry here. Alright then. Come this way then. Here we go. And I should continue to the stairs. So let's go. And here are the stairs. And up the stairs you'll see that there are some dour hands. And I need to go and... Come to my blade, elf! Yes, come to my blade. At least this isn't starting out as OP as the Lore Master did, where I was just about one-shotting everything, even at the start. Looks like here I need 2 shots in order to take down stuff. It'd be really great when I get more lightning skills. Now back when they first started the game, there was actually a mix of goblins and dwarves here, where the dour hands were working with goblins. Just learning which of the various techniques to use. Unfortunately, the cooldown on this, when you have many skills, 3 seconds isn't a very long cooldown. But when you have only 1 lightning skill, it feels like forever. Especially when you have the other skill you've got has a 1.5 second induction. Alright, come this way, quickly! Yes. Alright. What's else? What news do you bring? What news do I bring?
Megovanen.
I fear for Ithilien. How much more can we withstand? And I hear that Skorgrim has not even shown himself yet, which means the worst is yet to come. Uh-oh. Come, the battle is at hand. And we've got a troll here. Oh, this isn't good. Hey, can the troll please leave? Stop trolling us. Ouch. Ouch. Ooch. Elrond's behind the troll. You could attack him at any time now, Elrond. You don't need that fancy pose. Maybe he did. Okay, if you're going to one-shot him, I guess a fancy pose is reasonable. That pose looks like the one given by the warrior in skirmishes. And that's never a good sign. Have you ever seen how warriors behave in skirmishes? Alright, uh-oh. They broke the bridge. Stand aside, elf! The relics are mine! Never! Uh-oh. This doesn't look good. What is he doing? Stop him! Rash. I don't think he's going to live through that. Be at peace, Taligan Silvertongue. This is a sad day. I wish I returned earlier. Taligan wished you to be safe, and the relics are now buried with him.
Ithilien is ruined now.
Alas! You have lost your beloved master. You may blame me for his death. I could have saved him, but he bade me to go to you instead. Taligan was brave to spare your young life. Ithilien is ruined now. Taligan is not the only elf to die this day. Skorgrim will trouble us no more, and the relics are safely buried. But it was such a needless battle. Ithilien will fade.
The old refuge of Ithilien lies abandoned, a ruined testament to the greed of Skorgrim Dourhand. 600 years after its fall, dwarves inhabit the ancient halls in the mountains, and Elrond of Rivendell, sensing a threat, has sent his sons Elrohir and Elladan along with a company of elves to investigate.
And now it is 600 years later. So quite a time jump. And even though this is 600 years later, it is still only not yet up to the time of the main storyline. And let me turn off all these floating names. I know some people really love to have those floating names all around, but I tend to find that they get in my way. Is there anything else I need to do on the UI side before we take care of things? I will do a quick rundown of what I do use for my plugins. First one I use is Huge Bag, which shows me all of my items in a single large bag. And right now it's full of promo items. And let me put this here. Now the other thing I like to do is to bring my bar 4 and bar 5 down here. And this is my favorite location for those bars. And that's where I put my house port. And that's where I like to put my stone right there. That's my stone that gives me +1 hope, which I like to use. I also use, actually Titan Bar. Let me show you Titan Bar. Here's Titan Bar. Titan Bar shows you how much money I've got, which is nothing. How much. Now, while I know it seems redundant having a backpack shown here when I got my backpack seen here, but this does allow me to look at the backpack of my other characters on this server, so it's useful for that. But I can also look at my vault. Nothing in there since I haven't visited a vault yet, and my shared storage. And everything I've got in there, which is right now full of food from my warden. Then I could track items here, marks, use that for rep, says I'm at level 1, and this is, okay, the time up here is from a program called C Time, because while Titan Bar does have a clock, the clock shown by Titan Bar does not have a second hand, and I like to keep track of the seconds. And finally there's buff bars, where buff bars has 3 sections to it. One is the effect slider, which I like to turn off. That was the thing that was up there. Let's see if I... Okay, it's turned off now, but if I had it turned on, it would be showing a slider up here, and I always find that that gets in my way. The effects windows, I like to show these. These pop up and show me various items. These are all the items that are currently on me, which is right now the hope. Ah, yes, that's why I don't see the sliders, because I've got hope from another source right now. Probably from either Elladan or Elrohir or someone like that. It's probably emitting a large amount of hope, so it's suppressing my hope my hope item. But now I have, now my options here, what I want to do with my, so I have the quick slots will come up when I start taking debuffs. But here I like to go from bottom to top. Okay, accept that. Because I like to put this thing way down here. And since it's down there, I like to go up like that. So therefore, those are the three main ones I use. I use buff bars, which shows me all the buffs and debuffs I have on me. And which also pops up, shows me potions whenever I am some sort of debuff that could be used with the potion. It shows me my... Right, so it shows my debuffs and pops-ups, and I also have Titan bar to show me things up on top. And finally, I've got huge bag, which is nice, big, huge bag here. And those are the three plugins that I use most often. So next time we will start our questing here in Thorn's Gate, which is now what it's called, even though we are pretty close to where the Refuge of Ithilien used to be. And until then, this is Pine Leaf Needles.